Hey everyone, and welcome. So, let's talk about algebra. I know, right? The moment you see letters mixed in with your numbers, it can feel kind of weird. But what if I told you it's actually just like a game with a few simple rules? Seriously, if you stick with me, we're going to figure this out together, no problem. No, really, don't let those letters scare you off. The whole secret to algebra is just learning the rules. That's it, one little step at a time. And that is exactly what we are going to do right now. Okay, here's our game plan for today. We're going to start with the basics, multiplying and dividing single pieces. Then we'll level up to adding, subtracting, multiplying, and dividing whole groups of them. And to finish, we'll tackle a practice problem that puts all our new skills to the test. Sound good? Let's do it. All right, first up, multiplying single terms. A term is just a number and a letter hanging out together, like 6a. Think of it as the basic building block. And the rule for multiplying them, it is so easy. So let's look at our first little puzzle. We've got 6a, and we want to multiply it by 4b. How do you think we should do this? I promise, it's way easier than it looks. Here's all you have to remember. It's just two simple steps. First, you multiply the numbers together. Then, you just multiply the letters together. That's it. That's the whole rule. Let me show you how it works. Okay, let's do it. Step 1, the numbers. What's 6 times 4? That's 24. Easy enough. Step 2, the letters. What's a times b? Well, it's just a, b. We just stick them together. So we put our two answers together and we get 24ab. See? Numbers with numbers, letters with letters. You got this. Awesome job with that. So now that you're a pro at multiplying, let's move on to our second topic, dividing. And I promise, if multiplication made sense, this is going to be just as straightforward. All right, here's our next challenge. We need to figure out what 15ab divided by 3a is. Now, you could just write it out with a division sign, but trust me, there's a much better way to look at this. And here is the secret trick for division in algebra. Always write it as a fraction. When you put the 15ab on top and the 3a on the bottom, it makes it so much easier to see what's going on and what we can cancel out. Okay, let's solve this piece by piece. Just like before, let's start with the numbers. 15 divided by 3 is 5. Perfect. Now for the letters. Notice how we have an a on the top and an a on the bottom? Well, in division, when you have the same thing on the top and bottom, they just cancel each other out. They're gone. So what's left? Just that little b on top. So we put our pieces together, the 5 and the b, and our final answer is 5b. You are doing fantastic. Okay, now we're ready to start working with bigger groups of terms. And when we're adding or subtracting them, there is one super important rule you have to know. It's all about combining like terms. So what in the world are like terms? It's simple. They're just terms that have the exact same letters. Think about it like you're sorting fruit. You can add 3 apples and 4 apples, and you get 7 apples, right? But you can't add 3 apples and 4 bananas to get 7 apple bananas. That's not a thing. It's the same in math. You can only add the a's with other a's and the b's with other b's. Okay, let's try it. Our job is to sort the fruit. So first, let's find all the apples, our a terms. We have a 3a and a 4a. What's 3a plus 4a? That's 7a. Great. Now let's find the bananas, the b terms. We have 4b plus 2b. That gives us 6b. So our final answer is 7a plus 6b. And we stop right there. Because remember, we can't add apples and bananas. So good. Let's move on to our next rule. What happens when we need to multiply a single term by a whole group of terms? Well, this uses a really important idea in math. Now, this rule has a big fancy name, the distributive property, but don't let that fool you. All it really means is that you have to be fair. Imagine the term on the outside is delivering presents. It has to give a present to every single term on the inside. Everybody gets one. No one gets left out. Okay, let's give it a try. We need to multiply 2x by the group x plus 3y. So remember our rule. The 2x has to be fair. It has to get shared with the x, and it has to get shared with the 3y. All right, let's make our deliveries. First, 2x goes to the x. Well, 2x times x gives us 2x squared. Okay, first present delivered. Now, the 2x has to go visit the 3y. Let's do numbers first. 2 times 3 is 6. Now letters, x times y is just xy. So that present is 6xy. Now we just put our two results together, and our final answer is 2x squared plus 6xy. You made it. This is our last new rule for today, I promise. We're going to learn how to divide a whole group by a single term. And guess what? It's all about that same idea of being fair, just like we did with multiplication. So here's our problem. Just like before, we have to be fair. That 2a on the bottom has to be shared with every single term on the top. The easiest way to show this is to just split the one big fraction into two smaller, simpler fractions. It's like turning one big scary problem into two little ones we already know how to solve. Now we just solve each little fraction one at a time. Let's look at the first one. Numbers. 4 divided by 2 is 2. Letters. A squared divided by a just leaves us with 1a. So that part is 2ax. Okay, now the second fraction. Numbers. 6 divided by 2 is 3. Letters. The a on top and the a on bottom cancel each other out. So we're just left with a y. That part is 3y. Our final answer is just putting those two pieces together. 2ax plus 3y. Okay, you have learned all the rules. You're ready. It's time for the final challenge, a practice problem that's going to combine a few of the things we've learned today. But don't you worry, we are going to walk through it together. Here we go. Now, this one looks a little intimidating, I know, but you have all the skills you need to solve it. We just have to take it one tiny step at a time. You can do this. Okay, let's break it down. First, the easy part. We have to distribute that 2. So 2 times 3a is 6a, and 2 times negative 2b is negative 4b. Got it. Now, watch out. This is the tricky part where everyone makes mistakes. You see that minus sign? You have to distribute that minus sign to everything inside the next set of parentheses. It's going to flip all the signs. So positive 6a becomes negative 6a, and positive 4b becomes negative 4b. That is the most important step. Now we just combine our like terms. And look at that, negative 8b. What happened to the a's? Well, 6a minus 6a is just 0, so they disappeared. And negative 4b minus another 4b gives us negative 8b. That's it. That's the answer. You just solved a really tough problem. That is fantastic work. And that's really all there is to it. See, algebra isn't some big, scary monster. It's just a bunch of simple rules. You learn one, then you learn the next one, and then you learn how to put them all together. You did such an amazing job today. Thank you so much for learning with me, and I really hope you feel a whole lot more confident about algebra now.